Hello, welcome to the Crafty Chemist. How is everybody doing on this Sunday? Say hi if you hop on, or give me a hashtag replay if you are watching the replay, so I know you're here. Hi, Julie. I'm just sharing it to the group now. Hi, Joanne. Let me see if I can get a better get this closer up here. I'm just sharing it to the group now. Hi, Joanne. Okay, that should be a little bit better. I moved my little, I don't know what you call this, my stand for my phone. And I had little washi tape marking where I kept it, and I removed it to take some pictures. And so hopefully I got it back in place. So what's everybody doing? Hi, Michelle. Hi, Dee. I think that was Dee that's name passed by. Also, the phone is a little bit above my eye level, so. Hi, Bente, how are you? Good morning, where are you, in Australia? It's 4 o'clock here, so I spent the day sort of getting ready to leave on my trip. I weeded the front yard, cleaned the bathrooms, and kind of got my stuff together. I've been kind of packing as I go along, but today I assessed everything. It's 11 p.m. there. Oh. Well, hopefully we'll try and keep you awake. Oh, you're cleaning for company tomorrow, Michelle. Really, I have a feeling you don't need to clean at all, so. Okay, let me get started. Today's my dad's birthday, so I don't want to go too long because we're having cake afterwards and opening presents. He's 91 today, so we're having a little party. So I am Maggie Workman, the Crafty Chemist. If you like anything I talk about today, you can purchase it on my website at thecraftychemist.closetomyheart.com. I am going live from my Facebook business page, Crafty Chemist Designs. I do have a Facebook group that I invite you to join, the Crafty Chemist Presents CTMH. You can post your artwork, ask questions. And if you make one of these heart layouts today, I hope that you will post it. I do have an Instagram at Crafty Chemist Designs. I post artwork there every day. Yesterday I made a quick reel because I made a gift bag for my dad. And so I thought, well, while I'm making it, I might as well record it a little bit. And I linked back to my video from, I don't know, I think it was back at Christmas time. And I do have a blog, periodicallycrafty.blogspot.com. And actually I have information about the directions for today's project on my blog. And I will post the link here in a minute. Okay, so I posted the link. Michelle, this picture is actually about 3.5 by 5. In my directions, I said 3 by 4. And I'll show you, let me show you this other, I have the other layout underneath. This one is a 3 by 4 size, as I said in the layout, or in the directions. So, but the picture of Megan and Henry was a little bit bigger. If I wanted to include her whole bouquet, so it's a little bit bigger. It's not quite a 4 by 6, so it's 3.5 by 5. So, I mean, you can do anywhere between, 3 by 4. You could put a 4 by 6 there because the picture of Megan and Henry is almost 4 by 6. So, you could even put a couple. I think if you cover up too much of the heart, though, then you lose some of it. Did I have this? I didn't mean to have my little cheat sheet when I was showing the picture. Okay, so we'll get started with this in a minute. I do want to remind you that you can still purchase the Hope and Kindness National Scrapbooking Day products. They are so beautiful. There's a scrapbook workshop kit. You can make these 6 layouts. There's a card making workshop kit. You can make these 16 cards. They really are so beautiful. I love the papers in this collection. This is like my style. Like the 80s, and well, this is like more 90s, I guess. This was kind of like what I really loved. Although, I don't know, I had a gunny sack dress that was kind of this pink color. So, and then there is a 6 by 8 album workshop that you can make, and all the directions are included. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely do a 4 by 6. Like I said, this is it's only a 1/2 inch shorter. So, I think it will be indistinguishable. I have a 4 by 6 picture here. See, it'll look like that. It'll be fine. I think it'll still look beautiful. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about these papers from the core catalog. Since this is June, I've waited until June to talk about the love story, because June is, kicks off the wedding season. And so I actually made this layout right when the catalog came out last September. I made this layout. So I've been waiting until June to talk about it. So the core catalog this past year, which is going to end at the end of August, had some paper collections in it. So there was a school paper, and actually in about a month I'm going to do a school layout with this. There's a baby collection, and then there was the wedding collection. And so all of sort of the basic things you might need to scrapbook are available all year long in the core catalog. And it's a little bit difficult for them to make a paper collection for weddings because everybody has different wedding colors. Like Megan and Henry's was kind of this green and rust color. I don't know what I would call that, but kind of a green and rust color. And so, right, everybody has something different. So what they did is they put together 3 different packets of kits, like 3 different kits that are pretty much the same. So there is a black kit, which you can use for, any color. So you can just add the accent colors with your other solid papers, right? But the printed papers are all black and white. And then there is a sticker sheet that's black, but it has also has some gold on it. Let's see. I have these. I did use a lot of this in when I made I think the cards or whatever, but it gives you an idea. I love this paper. This is why I haven't used this paper, because this is my favorite and I'm saving it for, I don't know what, just hoarding it. I love this. It's like, almost looks like snowflakes in the back. This one has like little hatch marks. This is like, this reminds me of like a pillowcase, like I don't know what you call that, but is it called ticking? Maybe called ticking. And then here is a black background floral with this black and white polka dots. This actually, I think, would be good also for heritage pictures. But you can see where, you know, if you had somebody whose wedding colors were, you know, green or something, you could just add green to make it work. And then there's the mink kit. So it's a gray. And what goes well with the mink kit, and they have the, it's like mink stickers with some silver foil. And this is actually what I'm going to use today, is the mink. Again, you can see that the papers they're not 100% the same, but they're very similar. Like this one I think is the same. So it's just got the mink background. And this one's different than in the black. I love this pattern. It's like a mandala pattern. This is a nice design. So they're very kind of pretty, kind of have a wedding flair, but really you could use these for anything. This one's got like little, almost X's. I love this little diagonal plaid. Oh, here's another one of the ticking ones. Okay. So like I said, I'm using this one today because I have I have all of the papers left. The other ones I'm getting a little bit low on. And here is the sticker sheet. So this one is complete. So you can see that the top part of the stickers are mink. And then the bottom part is silver foiled. You see how it's foiled there? So these here are all foiled. Oh, look at that cute little ring. We'll have to maybe try and pop that on there. Okay. And you can buy these separately. You can get them with or without the sticker sheet, or you can buy them as a bundle. I bought the bundle with all three, as you can see. Here's the bundle that's got all three kits here. And then the third kit is the toffee kit. So it's almost craft paper color, but it's a little more brown, honey brown like than toffee or than craft. And then the sticker sheet for this is all toffee. There's no foiled stickers in that one. And the toffee is what I used to do Megan's layout. So here's the sticker sheet, and you can see, you know, these are the two that I use for her layout. This one has the mandala paper. Isn't that beautiful? This one's a little bit different. It's got the leaves and the little flowers. This one, I don't know what you would call that. It's like a diamond. And then the X's on the back. And then the last one is white with a diagonal toffee stripe. And then this one's white with a plus signs. So, there you go. So you can get any of these three colors. And, you know, pick the one that goes best with whatever colored wedding that you're going to, right? Like I thought Megan's pictures with the rust color and the evergreen went best with the toffee, so that's why I used that. There's also Picture My Life cards that go with it. So there's a gold and then a silver. Okay, I don't have those to show, but there are those. There's some nice journaling boxes and so on. But these also would make nice cards in that. Okay, and then there is a scrapbooking stamp set that you can get. It's on page 31 of the catalog. I love this little notepad. But then it's got some of those same flower designs from the sticker sheet. And you can see there's the layout that they did using the stamps. So this is the scrapbooking set. And then this is the card making set. So there's a love story card making set. And I got this set, I'll show you here in a minute, but I got this set mainly because I love these, what do you call them, like boxes? They're not really journaling boxes, but things that you can make sentiments and things on your cards. So see there, I love that because I don't like to put sentiments just like by themselves or even just stamp them on a piece of paper and, you know, cut them out and put them on your card or whatever. I like them to be on a shape like that. So that's why I got these. So, and it's got some really nice sentiments. So you can see, hooray, you got engaged. He asked, she said yes. Thank you, so happy for you too. Best wishes, engagement. You don't see engagement a lot, so this is a nice set to have for the engagement sentiment, and then congratulations, and then to the perfect couple. And then there's the thin cuts, right, that cut out those two shapes. They did have, I don't know, it was a couple months ago, they had a love story scrapbooking workshop and card making workshop. You use the papers that were in the core catalog, but then they put together the directions and things. And here's one of the cards from that. I actually used the other ones that I made, but here's one of them. But see, I love that that little thin cut. And then you've got the stamp, so it's not just the shape, it's the stamp around it. That's what I really loved about it. Okay, somebody make a comment because there hasn't been a comment for a while. So let me make sure I'm still live. Does anybody have weddings that they need a scrapbook soon? Okay, so let's talk about today's project. So today's project also started with the core catalog. And in just right after the love story kit, there is the specialty papers, like we have the wood grain and textures paper. But in the wood grain artwork, do you see how they made this heart layout? Okay, so when I saw that, I'm like, I love that. I love that layout. So I had to figure out how to do it. So me being me, I kind of took some measurements, made a little scale model of this to figure out what size squares those were. And so they're 2 by 2 size squares. And then I had to count to figure out how many sort of each one there was. And you can look on this picture. It looks like they did like a 4 by 4 picture. So, you can do whatever size picture that you want on here. But this is what kind of set me down the road of doing this heart layout, was from this wood grain. And I really love it in that wood grain. It kind of looks like a, you know, a very fancy cutting board, you know, that where they make, they inlay all of the different colors of wood. That's kind of what it reminds me of, all of those different woods. So this is actually really, really easy to make. Yes, when someone else does the math. And I did the math. And you know what I did is, have you ever used the Post-it method where you can figure out what the size of something is based on a Post-it? That's what I did. Is I used the Post-it and then I folded it until I got the paper size. Maybe sometime I'll do that in a live. Okay, so let's look at the blog about how to get started. So what we need is 10 squares that are 2 inches. And so it's best to use like 5, you know, I would use at least 5 different designs. So that's why this is really great for scraps. I mean, you can make all of these be different scraps if you didn't have anything in particular you wanted to make it for. You know, just find 10 scraps that are 2 by 2 that all kind of coordinate. But the good thing about our paper collections is they always have 3 different 2-sided designs. So you can definitely, just from one paper pack, you get more than enough squares for your for the project, right? So I'm going to use, I don't know if you guys could hear that, but are you still here? Because Megan was just trying to FaceTime me. Oh, geez. Okay, so where was I? Oh, so if you use a paper pack and, you know, use the 3 different designs, you're going to have 6 different designs. So, right, you'll have enough for it. So let's get started. I'm going to, oh, did I show you the other one that I made? I wanted to show you that you don't have to use the wedding papers. I mean, this is beautiful from any kind of paper pack. I had to make it with the Wild Berry Blast because I love the Wild Berry Blast. And so I figured I'll make this for the baby's first birthday. Isn't that cute? And as you saw, the original design was using wood paper. So this looks good on anything. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 2-inch strips. So let's cut 2 inches. And then I'm going to make 2 squares from each side, right? So I'm going to make 2 from this X side and then 2 from this diamond side. And the good thing about this design is that you don't have to really worry about if your paper has direction or not, because the designs are going to be, you know, going all different directions, so it will be perfectly fine. Okay, so I've got 4 there out of this one sheet. Let's do this one. I love this paper. I did do the stitching by hand. Okay, we've got 2 and 2. 2 for this one. Okay. You can see it doesn't really take up that much paper. I am using fresh whole sheets just because I wanted to use the mink, but I probably could have gone into those bags, the toffee one, and found strips that were already cut and used some of those. But I think Michaela's colors will go better with these. Okay, so I have enough of my squares. So you need 10 squares. And I cut 12, so that should be plenty. So now all we need to do is cut them in diagonals. Okay, and I am going to use my guillotine cutter to make these. I find doing diagonals, it's easier. So you just match up the points, point to point, put it along the cutting edge, and then there you go. So you're just cutting them diagonally. If you have a design in your paper that you want to capture, right? So like, what am I trying to say? Like these ones, these 4 are the same, right? The same paper. Like this one, this paper doesn't really have any flowers on it, so I might use this side. Whereas this one's got a pretty flower. So, I mean, you could either choose to cut it down this way so there's a whole flower showing, or you can cut it this way so there's a part of a flower on each side. But like this one's pretty, so I would definitely want to use this one on this side and this one on this side. So I'll use these 2 on this side. And if it doesn't make sense what I'm saying right now, when you start cutting yours, you might see what I'm saying. Like you might not want to cut somebody, like if you have a, I don't know, like a gnome paper. I mean, I know we don't have any gnome papers, but you know, you might not want to cut a gnome's head right in half. So you could either use the other side of it or cut it in such a direction so that maybe you don't have to cut right through the middle of his head. Okay, a couple more. Let's see, I'm gonna do this way. And this actually goes by really, really fast. Because you don't really have to do any marking or anything. You just line up the corners. Okay, 2 more. Then we should be good. And this is more than enough, right? I had 6, so I've made 12, so I've got more than I need. Okay, now let's talk about the base pages. So the base paper, obviously the background is a full 12 by 12 sheet. And I think I'm going to use the peach as my base. So just get your base page ready. And then this, where I have charcoal here, this is 10.5. So cut a piece that you want to be the matte to your white at 10.5. Okay. So let's get my cutter out, and I'm going to use the green sage. This is sage. And I'm going to cut it. Let me get this on a flat surface because 10.5. And you can make this more or less. You don't have to put in the second mat if you don't want to. You could just make your heart be, or the white be on a 10.5 sheet. But it's a lot of white space. Okay, so then the white sheet is 10 inches. Okay, so you have kind of a 1/4 inch border on each side. Okay, so the pink is 12 by 12, the charcoal is 10.5 by 10.5, and the white is 10 by 10. So let's cut the white, and then we're good to start putting it down. Okay. Let's bring this back in here and start assembling. Okay, so I'm using my Versamat to help me center my papers. So I'm gonna put the sage down. Michaela's wedding colors are going to be, at least as of right now, melon and pistachio. So these were the colors that I thought looked closest to that. I don't know what color melon is because I don't know. There's different kinds of melon, so I don't know. To me, this is like a cantaloupe color. So it should be about 3/4 of an inch on all sides with the 10.5 paper. And then my 10 by 10 we're gonna put here. Okay, I'm just using regular mono air adhesive. And then this one has a 1/4 inch all the way around. And remember, all of these directions are in my on my blog post here. Okay, now this is where we're going to start doing these squares. So I put the center of the heart, the top of the heart, at 3 inches down from the white and 6 inches across. So it's right in the center, you know, this way, and it's 3 inches from the white. Okay? So it's going to be 3 inches down from the white, which should be about 11 or 1 inch. That should be about 1 inch down. And so we're going to make it, down here at about the 8 inch mark, I would say. So this should be 3 inches down. Yeah. So on your Versamat, it should be right around on the 8 inch mark. It's a guideline for you, okay? Yes, you definitely get extra points for running out. Okay, so I'm going to put this beside, let's see if I can arrange these so it's visible, because I like to have kind of a guide. Let's see, that should be okay. Okay. I like to have a guide about how to put them on. So the first two, as I said, it's going to meet right at the 6 inch, and I'm not taping these down yet, okay, but they're going to go like this, and they're going to be about, I don't know, let's see, about an eighth to 1/4 of an inch apart from each other. So there is a space. If you look at here, there is space between each of the triangles, okay? So, and the reason I suggest doing it like this is, at least if you're like me, you might not like the color arrangement your first time around. You might have to swap some pieces around, especially because like I did not put these in any particular order. So you might be left with, say you're left with 4 just all white ones down at the bottom, you might not want to do that. Okay, so then the next ones, we're just going to, right under this, let me see, let's make one I haven't used. Put one going this way, and then this way. Okay, and then let's see. I might want something with a. I'll keep that there. And then you're just going to kind of play around. And then, so these squares, these are going to be sort of true squares here. And you can just lay them out, and then once you have it how you like, you can move it around. And you want to try and, you know, alternate the designs that you use. Okay, so now this one, the two, try and keep them right in a line. If you wanted to, you could use your T-square. And remember, the T-square is in my Maggie's Favorite on my blog. Okay, so this one, so we're only doing the middle 2 here as a full square. Let's see. And then these ones are just going to be a half. So this one's going to be going like that. And then this one will be like this. Hi Brian, welcome. Thanks for participating in the challenge today. It's been a few times since we've seen you. Okay, so let's see. So I have 4 left over that I can play with. And obviously I must not like the ticking and the plaid because I have 3 of those left. Okay, so now you see, this is not too bad. Right here, I don't like this. So I'm going to switch these out because there's too much dark color there and not enough dark color down here. Okay. What do you guys think? That's kind of spread out good. I don't know. Do you think that those 2 stripes right there are problematic? Let me see what happens when I move these 2. So now I've got these 2 together. Okay, I think this is going to be a winner right here. Oh, but now I've got these 2. One more switch, and then maybe I'll be happy. Okay, yeah, I like that. So then you just do it until you get them how you like. Although now I'm looking at the screen. These 2 down here, is it too dark at the screen? I think I might keep it like that because part of that's going to be covered with the picture. Okay, so now we just have to start gluing them down. I do notice that it feels like it shifted a little bit to the left. So let's start putting these down, and I might try and move them over just a little bit. Michelle has Adam and Jess selected colors yet for their wedding? I don't remember if I heard about colors. But you do want this to be centered kind of right along the 6 inches, and I can tell, see here's the 6-inch mark, and it's, oh, I can do it this way. I want it to be centered here. So I'm going to move these just slightly. And you want a little bit of white space after the 6 inches because it's going to be a little bit of white on the other side too. Okay. So I'm going to start this in the center here, this one. And just start at putting these down and trying to keep them in place as best that I can. And again, I'm trying to maintain the like a 1/8 of an inch between each one. And if you were a little more OCD, which probably is what I did on the layout with Megan, I probably, you know, measured with my T-square at each point, but that's a little bit harder to do when you're live. I just got a message from Carolyn. They had graduation this weekend, and I recommended a restaurant. She said it was a hit. So I'm glad. Actually, they went to my brother's favorite restaurant. Mom, if you're listening, they went to Wildfire. Okay, so I've done this one row. Just so that I have it, everything where I want it to be. There we go. And I'll do the side. So how are people doing? Are you catching up? Or keeping up? I guess not catching up, keeping up. I mean, this looks so good and it looks so complicated, but you can see it's really, you can almost do this watching TV or something. You don't even have to pay attention to what you're doing, which is the kind of layouts that I like. Although I never, well, I was gonna say I never scrapbook and watch TV, but you know what I do is when I craft, I oftentimes watch YouTube videos of different crafters, like some Jennifer McGuire or Gina K. There's a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that I like, that I watch too. Okay, half the heart's done. Hi, Carrie. Okay, let's start on this side. Oh, great. Now there we go. This was pretty. I looked at a lot of colors. I tried ballerina. I tried, I actually even went like a sangria. I used different types of green. But with the mink, it was a little bit, I don't know, some of them didn't quite go with the mink. But I thought these ones looked pretty good, and they looked like her color. So I'm going to make this be the front page of their wedding album. So they're getting married in September next year. What did I do? I I don't like what I did here. It's a little bit too high there. There we go. Fudge it a little bit. So they're getting married in Italy next September. So I'm super stoked about that. I think that's where the melon and pistachio came from. I don't know. I know the pistachio definitely did. Anthony wants pistachio. I don't remember if he said on as filling in the cake or something. He wants some kind of pistachio filling. Almost done, the last few. You know, I was going to try and make a card version, because I know Julie, you like more of card making than scrapbook layout, and you could do this as a card, but you know, with getting ready for my trip, and it's finals week, so grading and all that kind of stuff, I just did not have time to do it. But if you do, if anybody tries, please post it, and if you have the measurements, that would be great. I didn't have time to sit down and just kind of figure out the measurements. But let's see if we can do it kind of off the top of our head. So this is a 12 by 12. Say you did a 4 by 4 card. You could cut it in, that'd be 1/3. So 1/3 of the 2 inches. I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about the picture. So like I said, this picture is about 3.5 by 5, just to fit their whole body in. But this is a 3 by 4 design. So this piece of paper here is 3.25 by 4.25. So you want it to be about 1/4 inch more than whatever your picture size is. So I have this picture that I'm going to use. I'm going to put it down. This is a picture of Michaela and Anthony in 2011 going to homecoming. So I thought that we'll use this as sort of a placeholder until their wedding picture could be used. So, oh, Brian, you're going to try and make it into a card? Good. Okay, so I have a scrap piece of peach here. And this this one is 3.5 by 5.5 also, or 3.5 by 5. So I'm going to make this 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. So again, just make it 1/4 inch bigger all the way around. And I did pop this up. So let me put the picture down. Who loves this picture of Anthony and Michaela? And I don't know, I think this must have been their freshman year in high school. She graduated in 2013. So I think this is their freshman year homecoming. Okay, I'm going to pop this up. And the reason I popped it up is I think it actually makes the heart stand out more. when the picture's not right down on it. Okay, I'm just using my foam tape, and I also, my favorite foam tape I think is on my Maggie's Favorite. This is not a close to my heart product, only because I use a lot of foam tape, so I want these giant rolls, and it actually comes with 2 of them in a pack. Well, Brian, if you do make it into a card, I'll be happy to see it. Oh, I wasn't going to take this off. Okay, before I set this down, I want to make sure, I'm going to put the small sticker. So I think it's this one. I'm going to use this one up here. So I am going to pop this one up too, so I'm going to take the stickiness off, although this is almost empty of any kind of powder. Okay, so let's put some tape on this, and then you can kind of arrange it better. You don't want to stick your picture down and then not have room for your sticker that you were going to put or whatever. If you don't have the sticker sheet, the stamp set that goes with this one, the scrapbooking stamp set, is really pretty, and it's got some beautiful flowers. Okay, so I'm going to put these down sort of simultaneously, and I'll put this here to show you. So this one, kind of stick it down, like I'm going to put it a little bit off onto the white and a little bit covered. Oh, you know what? Before I stick this down, I just realized I need to put the stitch marks before I put the stickers down. So let's do that real quick. And since I'm using Mink, I'm going to use a silver pen. Okay, I'm using the Spectrum Noir. This is silver ingot. And when I do these, and I'm probably, now that I'm doing it live, I'm going to screw it up, but I always pull down and then turn the paper. So just kind of quickly make like a little mark like that. We do have a stamp, and actually I think one of the stamps of the month had might have had a line. You could put dots. I think there's a dotted border stamp. The sewing one might have. I should look. But I'm actually better at drawing them than using those stamps, because I can never line them up well enough. You can always tell it's stamped on there. Well, that would be a good idea. Because I think this would be a really pretty wedding card. Okay, just continuing around. I'm going to do one more here. It does get a little bit tiring, but I think it does add something. You don't have to do this, but it does outline the heart very well. And I think that, especially since this has a lot of white background paper, it's kind of a a good idea to have that border. Okay, I'm on my last side. I'm sorry if my head is getting under the camera, I can't see. Okay, there we go. I really love these metallic markers, and I didn't get around to doing a live with these. I wanted to do a chalkboard live with these, but I haven't. Maybe I will when I come back, maybe in August. Okay, now we can put our stickers down. Whew, that was a close call there. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down like this, and then put this picture down here. There we go. And then I'll put this here, this bigger sticker. And then I'm gonna just put that over there. And then I have a few dots. We'll put some dots down. Again, I love it with this wedding paper, but it doesn't have to be. I love that wood paper, and that's what started this off. Was from the catalog. And I love the wild berry. Oh, this is gonna be tough for me because there's so many nooks and crannies, and you know I don't like to have any nook and cranny smushed down. Almost there, guys. Okay, how's everybody doing? You following along okay? I did have, well, I answered Don the question earlier, but I also had in the event, in the discussion in the event, I had my blog post, and I don't know when I had set it to, I scheduled it to post maybe an hour before, but maybe it was more like half hour before. I didn't want to post it too early where people did it and didn't come to the live. So, but it did post on there. So if you want to find the directions, just look on my blog. I did post it in the comments, but it's also in the event. Okay, let's see. And this one can go down into the borders a little bit. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Okay, and then the last thing, let me put the dots down. Okay. I'm going to use the silver glitter gems. On this one, on Megan's, I had these New England Ivy. I think it was from the Christmas set. I think it was like green and red. Okay, so let's put these down and then we'll be done. So I have a big, let's see, a big dot there and a little dot. And I have a small dot down here. And I have one down here, small one down here. And then one big one over here. Oh, I think it looks beautiful with the dots on it because it gives a little bit of sparkle. the stickers that I used, this one on the mink, it's not UV coated and it is not foiled. So these stickers are just matte. Whereas this one has some the UV coating on it. I don't know if you can see the UV coating, but it does have, this one does have UV coating. I know, this is when she cut her hair short. And I know Anthony hates it when her hair was short, I think. And he always comments. I have her senior picture, she's got short hair. And they comment about it every time they come over. Because I still have it hanging up. But isn't it cute? Okay, there is the layout. Look, how easy was that? Who is making a layout? I know Dawn was asking about the dimensions and Michelle, so I hope are you guys making one or are you gonna do it later? Okay, while I'm waiting to hear, let's pick the winner for the sketch challenge. Okay, for the sketch challenge, I have Carrie, Michelle, Diana, Danielle, Julie, and Brian. Did anybody post anything after that? I tried to check, but oh, you're working on it. Okay. Okay, so that's spin for the winner. The card was for the I can't show it because I have it in my dad's birthday gift because I made a card for him. But it was a card. So let's see who's winning. Oh. Diana won. Let me tell you guys, every live I delete the wheel and I create a new wheel so that it doesn't have any kind of a memory. So thanks everybody for participating in the challenge. I won't be having a challenge for the next few weeks because I'll be in England and I will be doing lives, but I figured it would be too hard to spin and do, send out the prizes and things. I'll just do it when I get back. Okay, so there won't be a sketch challenge for a few weeks. I will be having a live next week. Next week, I'm going to talk about our tri-blend markers. I thought it was something that I could do from England. I didn't have to pack a lot of stuff. I packed about, I was going to pack only like 3 or 4 of these, but basically I packed about 8 of them. But we're going to talk about it. I'm going to show you some, we have swatch cards and color matching cards. So we'll talk about that, how to do color match for all of our colors, and then a little bit on how to use them, because there's the dark, middle, and light shades, and so on. So we're gonna be talking about these next week. Oh, you made one, Julie. Good. I can't wait to see it and print your pictures. Okay, and the new core catalog is going to be, coming out pretty soon. So if there's anything that you still want to get from the old core catalog, I mean, you have until the end of August. But if you want to spread it out a little bit, but start looking through there and seeing things that you might want to get. Recently I did post all of the alphabets from in there that we have, the alphabet stamp set. There's some really good deals on those, the prices. I think the prices on some of those alphabet sets are really nice. And the Stamptacular sale is still going on this month. So stock up on those stamps while you can. I just got my box of stamps that I got. I got the little buddy set and the I Choose You, the spinner set. So I got a few sets that I had my eye on for a while, because I think the prices on this sale were pretty good for a lot of things. So okay, well, thanks for joining me this week, and next week tune in because I will be live from London. Yes, I'm going to be going live. It will be about 10 p.m. there, so I might be tired as I'll get out because I'll be dragging students around all day, and then I'm coming home and coming back to the dorm. We're staying in a dorm there in London. Come back to the dorm and do the live from there. So I will post the discontinued items when I know what they are. I will tell you probably, like, the paper collections, I probably for sure. The stamp sets that are in there, I would say probably for sure. The only things that they tend to keep are like the basic, inks and adhesives, and that sort of thing. But I definitely will post what's discontinuing when we know. So, okay. Thanks for joining. And tune in next week because it may just be a craziness. I don't know about the Wi-Fi there. I do have international internet, so it's supposed to. It's included in the plan, but I don't know if they'll throttle my speed. Just come to see the craziness that might go on. So I'll talk to you later. See you next week. Bye.